Playing Baldur's Gate 3 is a really fun experience. Having clocked in an unhealthy amount of hours in the game, we sometimes feel that we missed a few really good stuff along the way, especially in our first playthrough in this masterpiece of a game, either by choice or just plain curiosity. Not having the opportunity to have really powerful items, permanent buffs, and spells may make you feel that you are missing out on something better. So for today, I'll be showing you the things that you may have missed in Act 1. I'm planning to include this into a series for you guys, so if you're interested in this type of thing, please leave a comment down below or just hit that like button. Thanks again for watching and enjoy. We're gonna be starting with our very own legendary sword as early as Act 1. It is a very powerful two-handed weapon, especially for Lae'zel or any Gith character that you have. It may be through character creation or a disguise self-spell. Either way, you can get the benefits of this amazing sword. It deals an additional 1d6 psychic damage and the passive Soul Breaker that has a chance to stun enemies on hit, as well as psionic resistance that increases most of your saving throw advantages. In order to get this really early sword in Act 1, you just need to disarm Voss using the disarming attack or a command spell drop. Command spell drop is most effective of the two, as disarming attack seems to always get parried by Voss. You just need to move behind them while invisible. You can get an invisibility potion really early in the grove or in the goblin camp. You can just buy it from vendors there. Either way, you should use the potion to get into position and to quickly grab the sword when it drops. Voss will immediately leave without engaging in dialogue, but be prepared for a rough fight with the Githyanki when it happens. They are a really challenging fight, but you can just pick up the sword and flee the battle while sacrificing some allies along the way. After that, you can just resurrect them with the help of withers. With the cost of a few gold, it's very rewarding for you to get this amazing silver sword. Next is a free minion in Act 1. A cute little devil named Shovel. You can get him from a hidden area below the blighted village. You can just go down the hatch from the apothecary hut and activate the lever. You can reveal a hidden area to a place where there's a lot of coffins. You can either destroy them or open the coffin. Inside is a scroll that you can summon Shovel with. In order to permanently have him as a summon, you need to have at least a sorcerer, a wizard, a warlock in your party that will activate the scroll. I recommend you respect to a wizard and learn the spell instead of using the scroll directly. After summoning Shovel, you will have some dialogue. It will be talking about a book that is located behind the magic mirror. It will give you the password, but you need to learn the name of the master first. To do that, you need to get to the coffin nearby. Be careful, there is a skeleton inside. Make sure you kill the skeletons quickly as possible, as it will call its friends. You will eventually find a book that contains the name of that person that we're looking for. You can read the book and proceed to the mirror. Continue with the dialogue. Eventually you can get inside. If you talk to Shovel again, you will permanently have him as a summon. Shovel is great and can be a meat shield, but he has some really cool spells like invisibility, frighten enemies, and also have proficiencies in pickpocketing. While we're here at the area, we can also grab the book Necromancy of Thay. It is located behind the locked door. You can either get the key from the hidden entrance or just lockpick it depending on your preference. Either way, you will find the book in the altar. You can disarm the pressure plate, or you can just do it like me and take the book and run. You can read the book with the sorcerer, wizard, or warlock. This book won't open unless you have amethyst in your inventory. That is located in the spider cave below the village. After getting the amethyst, you finally have the ability to read the book. It will have around 3 dice rolls for you in order to read the book properly. So be prepared to save, because when you lose 1 dice roll, the book will permanently close and lock you out in its story progress. You can use sorcerer to use your charisma checks instead of wisdom. After successfully reading the book, you will have the ability to read runes that will come up really handy in Act 3, giving you the chance to learn a very cool necromancy spell that can summon up to 6 minions to your side. While exploring the Blighted Village, we'll get a chance to meet this group of ogres. These big guys are talking about how humanoid limbs taste like. You'll get a chance to talk to this well-educated ogre. Don't get triggered with this rude conversation yet. You'll be able to convince him to be useful. Continue the conversation up to the point that you can convince him to fight for you instead. You can either pay him, but what's best is to offer him the bodies of your fallen allies. Be careful about 20 persuasion check. After successfully completing it, he'll give you a horn to use. This horn will give you the ability to summon the ogres to your fight, but note, you can only use this horn in Act 1 and it is a single use item. After using the horn of the ogres, they will attack any opponents that you have, but they'll complain that it's not enough. To make use of them again, you can persuade them once more. Next is the Lovelot's Love buff. You can get this semi-permanent buff in the Goblin camp. You just need to find a BDSM priest located inside the Goblin Fortress Eastern Wing. This guy likes to punish people, so be ready. Engage his dialogue and act like you're interested up to the point that he offers you to have a taste of his love. You'll be subjected to some BDSM fantasy and a dialogue will pop up. You need to succeed 3 performance checks and select performance options exclusively, as the other options will not give you the reward. Stick with it and get enlightened by the wonders of pain and agony. Finally, the priest will grant you the buff. Lovelot's Love buff gives the player a bonus +2 attack rolls and saving throws for the next 3 turns every time their health is below 30%. But after patch number 3, the buff will be removed on death of the holder, so be careful. Would you guys like to have a permanent sea invisibility buff? That is very useful, especially in the later acts. Well, Volo's got you covered. In order to get the buff, you need to save Volo from the Goblin camp. He's somewhat having a hard time entertaining our mean little friends and will be thrown to a cage inside the fortress. Save him by persuading the owner or whatever method that you have and convince him to go to your camp. You just need to talk to him and he will be talking about some knowledge in removing illithid tadpoles. Come back to him after a few long rests and he will offer you a 18th century doctor style of a surgery to remove a tadpole, because why not? He'll try to poke your eyes out and just stick with it. Eventually your eyes will fall off, like what do you expect getting ice picked in the eyes for? But on the bright side, he'll give you the eye that can see through invisibility. Speaking of seeing eyes through invisibility, did you know that Create Water can also reveal invisibility? You can just cast Create Water in the general direction of the invisible creature and ta-da! And finally, topping off with a buff that costs an ally to get. This one might be a really hard sell for other players, but you get a bleed buff and the dagger out of it. You can just, sacrifice Lizelle. I did it, to be honest. In order to get the buff, you need to get to the Underdark from the Underdark beach. You just need to go east to the exploding red mushrooms area. Don't forget to blow those up before proceeding. You just need to do some platforming with some mushrooms, and here you can find the location of Boaal. You'll also find fish people that worship him. Interact with Boaal and he will require a sacrifice. You can either sacrifice an ally and have your allies kill the companion to grant the buff, and kill the fish people to get the dagger. Either way, you'll get the buff that gives Boaal's benediction, that grants them advantages on all attack rolls on bleeding targets without needing to use the Sickle of Boaal specifically. The Sickle of Boaal is the dagger that I mentioned earlier. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you picked something up for your second playthrough in Baldur's Gate 3. Or have you guys already unlocked these permanent buffs and items in your first playthrough? Would love to know your comments down below. And again guys, if you like this sort of video, please leave it a like. It really lets me know that you guys are enjoying my videos. Shoutouts for all the people who subscribe and keep supporting the channel. I hope I did a subscription in the future, but if I earn it today, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. And that's it for me. And I hope to see you soon on the next Master Box Show. Peace out. Bye guys.